finished. No. The awards. Yeah, the award bit's okay. If he does feedback in that, fine. I mean, I've got my arse right in front of the phone.
Yeah. David, I don't need to know any.
Some blood.
At Duncan, I've come back to South Africa and said, can we do the US tomorrow? Yeah, when he started doing the shin, I was thinking, what's going on?
Part of the downgrading test is to submit essays prior to the test, and what I usually like to do is to ask a few of them, a couple if they would mind reading those essays out. The essay is about what Aikido means to them as an individual.
Aikido, a personal testimony by myself. The beginning. When I started Aikido, I really didn't know very much about it at all. At the age of 16, I attended one class back in my hometown of Stafford and was amazed to see a grown man twice my size being thrown by a sharp twist of the wrist, which I now know to be Kotegaeshi. Unfortunately though, at this time, Aikido passed me by as I was drawn more to the striking arts, Thai boxing in particular, as I wanted to hit things. 14 years later, Aikido came back into my life. My friend Will, who's here today, and his brother Matt were living in Sherwood at the time and had joined the Hombu Dojo. One evening before a night out on the town, Will came round to my flat, and having always been interested in martial arts, I asked him to show me some moves. I still have a vivid image of Will performing the Kiondosa on my balcony, in shoes, trousers, shirt and his leather jacket. I was intrigued, so I signed up for Introduction Lesson 1 with Sensei. I remember I was asked by Sensei to throw a hook punch at his head. Seeing the size of his forearms, I was slightly wary, but threw the punch as fast as I could anyway, and found myself lying flat on my back, looking up at the ceiling. What I found strange was that there had been no impact and no pain. In Muay Thai, if you end up on the floor, you are usually bleeding from the nose or raking from a vicious kick, or better still unconscious, then you feel no pain. Yet here I was lying on my back without pain and wondering what had happened. I was hooked and signed up for my second introduction lesson for the following night and joined there and then on a 3-year term. The journey to Shodan. The journey to Shodan has been a fantastic experience and I have grown both physically and mentally along the way. It has not been easy and at times I have wondered if I would make it, although I have never thought of quitting. In particular, I found the ukemi very difficult, and in the beginning I really struggled to relax. Those of you who I've been uki for will know this, and will know that sometimes this is still the case. Now when Matt Shaw, who was also here today somewhere I think, throws me, he shouts, "Be like a boned fish," and slowly but surely I'm learning to go with the fall rather than clinging on for dear life. I remember asking Senpai Michal once how to fall from a particular throw. His response was, "You can't. Just enjoy the flight." I now realise what he meant was to relax and just be thrown rather than trying to throw myself into the fall. About 9 months after joining, I attended my very first summer school. I thought it was fantastic and I'd never seen so many people training together in one place before. The training was intense and by day 4 I was aching all over. I've always thought that if you ache after training, this is good, as it's your body's way of begging for mercy, which proves you have worked hard. Rather this than leave the mat fresh, so I took this as a positive sign. At the end of summer school, having graded to orange belt, I was extremely happy and spurred on to get my brown belt as quickly as possible. Shortly after this time, I was asked to do SWAT and assist in helping out with the teaching on a Monday night. I've really enjoyed this experience and hopefully have helped many refine their techniques and continue on their own personal road to Shodan and beyond. It is not until I came to teach that I realised how little I knew, and I take this opportunity to apologise to all the senpais for my constant question asking. Still, I believe if you don't know and you don't ask, you don't learn. And about the time I came to take my second Q brown belt, Aikido started to have more of an impact on me, not just in the dojo, but in all aspects of life. I remember the banner on the wall in the dojo, which was here, that talked about not being a sheep and not following the crowd, and I began to question what I was doing with my life. Having worked in recruitment for the previous 5 years, I've been brainwashed into the Gordon Gekko from the film Wall Street mentality of greed is good. Acquiring material things and sitting at a desk all day, Doing something I didn't really believe in just wasn't making me happy, and more to the point, didn't seem right. Aikido gave me the courage to say enough is enough, and I quit my job last October to focus on my training. I am now a whiz on eBay, having shed many of the material things that we accumulate in life to try and generate happiness that really don't matter at all. I now know that my future lies in teaching and training in the martial arts, which is something I only realised having trained here. Having achieved shodan, hopefully, I see this as just the start and hope that my training continues for my lifetime. I am now looking forward to second dan. I'll be very sad to leave the Shudokan Honbu dojo and the friends that I've made here, but as they say in the movies, I will be back. Just a final thank you. Training here under such inspirational instructors has been a life-changing experience, and I would like to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to Sensei Ken and the Honbu dojo senpais and staff for all their support and encouragement. I would also like to thank all my training partners, in particular the two mats, and to wish everyone at the dojo the best with their training for the future. In addition, I would like to say a special thank you to Senpai Andy for being my uki and for making my techniques look a lot better than they actually are. And in particular, a very special thank you to Senpai Michal, who has invested so much of his time in me and been truly inspirational in my life on and off the mat.
Just before we make the awards, I just want to explain what being a black belt is all about. The belt just holds up your pants, that's all. It's not about the black belt, it's about the journey. And it's about the fears that we face along the way. It's about the doubts, it's about the challenges. And it's very easy to quit. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is turn around and walk away. But that's not always the best choice in life. So Aikido really does bring some very valuable life skills to the life of those who persevere and overcome all of these challenges. Now I know there are people here that have had those challenges, that have had knockbacks, but they keep coming back. They keep finding a way to get back on the mat. They've worked hard, and ultimately, you know, they've done. Today was probably the best dangling I've ever seen. It was absolutely phenomenal, and they did a fantastic job, and they all worked very hard, and they deserve it so much. So just before we award the belts and certificates, I'd like to make it known to you what the certificate reads, and then we'll make those awards.
On this lovely certificate, the words say, "For devotion to the spirit of Aikido, humility, truth and honour, in recognition of the achievements, both spiritual and physical, having performed in a distinctive manner the proficiency required." And then the name of the person that it's awarded to.
Shall we, Chana? Is that it? Sensei Sabasu Sopola.